Good morning, Chris, Sarah, it's Mike Phelan. I want to give you a quick update on your house, guys. So despite the rain, which you guys know we had rain last week, and we had rain this week. And that's why South Carolina is so green and beautiful. But despite the rain, we are making great progress on your house, guys. And so I want to just kind of show you what we've got going on. We have 3 more days of working days to finish the initial framing of your house. And my intent or my expectation is that we will finish initial framing probably on Tuesday of next week. And if we hit that mark, what I'm gonna do is submit your house for the first of 3 framing inspections on Wednesday. Step outside here for a moment. Welcome to construction sites where you can't have a normal conversation. So my hope is that Wednesday next week we'll be able to submit your house for the initial of 3 framing inspections. The first inspection is the outside of your house. We call it strap and nail. Sometimes we'll call it sheathing and strapping inspection. But what we're looking for is all of the sheathing on the outside of your house, the plywood, we call it OSB. We want to make sure that that's properly secured to your house. Also, all of those straps that we talked about during the foundation prep, we want to make sure that those are properly installed as well. So the framers haven't finished yet, but like this strap right here needs to be properly secured. There is a stud pack on the other side of that plywood. And so when we fold it up, we'll be putting all those nails into the strap, and that will firmly secure that to the side of your house, and that will hold the house, the frame portion of your house to the foundation. Also on the inside of the wall there, and don't worry, these nails that are sticking out, we'll pull those out. We'll do some cleanup. Right now they're still actively framing. All of those tinier straps, the massive straps, are on the inside of that wall, securing the base of the wall. We call it the bottom plate, that bottom 2x4 or 2x6. It's securing that to the foundation as well. We also want, because yours is a 2-story home, right here where we have the floor joists running along, we're gonna have additional strapping because we wanna make sure that from foundation to roof, we have everything properly secured. And where we'll do that the most frequently is where we have those stud packs, those solid beams or stacks of studs, 2x4s. We wanna use that strength that they provide, and so we'll put the straps between those, and that creates a very, very strong hold that goes entirely from the foundation to the roof. The roof is secured much better than just that on the inside, and I'll show you this during probably the next update. There's a whole bunch of other hold downs on the inside of your house, and everything is designed simply to hold it to the foundation and then to optimize or maximize the structural integrity of your house. So that's where we are this week, guys. The second inspection will probably be Thursday or Friday of next week, and that's the interior strap and nail or interior sheathing and strapping inspection. And then the third one will come later after we install the mechanicals, your plumbing, electrical, gas, HVAC, etc. There's a final framing check that happens at that time. That's called your framing rough inspection. At every stage of this production, there are actually 3 inspections for each inspection on the task. There's my inspection. There's the subcontractor framing field supervisor's inspection. His name is Ruben. And then there's also the municipal inspector that comes in. So between those inspections, we tend to catch pretty much everything, guys. And one thing that I do, I try to be very, very proactive with all of my inspections. Typically, I'll pull the plans out, and if you're willing to take the time to do it, you literally can verify 100% everything about the house. So I get a highlighter out and I just go line item by line item and I check everything. I'll give you a small example of what we do. So here on the outside of your house, this is the sheathing and strapping. And I'm sorry guys, I had my camera zoomed in that entire time. So here we are between 2 panels. We want to maintain a small gap, 1/8 of an inch, which they did a very good job of right here. Reason for that is until we wrap your house, this will be exposed to weather. And if it's raining and it's getting these a little bit wet, what happens when this gets wet? It'll expand slightly. And by having this small gap here, what it does is it prevents the boards from pressing against each other. Because what will happen, it's called puckering. Like if you imagine when you kiss and your lips pucker out. Well, at these seams, if we don't have this gap, they'll pucker out a little bit right there. And then when we come to install your siding, it can cause there to be kind of little waves in your wall. So this is very, very important, something that we check for. Other things that we check for, and this is one that I will actually have the framers work on. Again, they're still actively in production and they usually come back and do more nailing before we submit for the inspection. but there's a requirement for where we have our nails. And on exterior sheathing, exterior plywood, it has to be every 3 inches we need a nail. So there should be 2 more nails here, and then there would need to be nails every 3 inches. And then when we move it, what's called in the field, this is at the edges, and then this is what we call in the field, in the middle of the plywood. We'll have nails every 6 inches, and it looks like they've already done a good job of that. The only reason I tell you that, just to kind of give you guys an idea of what we're looking for at every stage of production. When they're done with their initial framing, I'll come and I'll check it, and I will do what's called pink dotting. We uphold what's called Pulte Construction Standards, PCS. And what that is that's like the cumulative knowledge that Pulte has from being around for 70 years-ish and being a Fortune 100 company. We do a very, very good job of constant best practices, incorporating those into how we do our business, and also just upholding those Pulte Construction Standards. We're always trying to improve where we can improve. We want to be the best, and that's something that we apply daily. So when we talk about the pink dot process, we use that to communicate with our trades. And all that it is we use pink because it's a color that in construction is relatively uncommon. This is kind of a machismo industry, and so nobody wants pink, but that's why we use it, because when we put pink on something, it stands out really well. And so if I see something that's good, I'll put a dot, like the 1/8 inch between the OSB, I'll put a dot. But if there's something that's not right, I'll put an X, like those nails. We need more nails on that sheathing, so I put an X there. And then what I can do is I can either walk the site if I have time, or I can just call the framing field supervisor and say, hey, Ruben, I checked the house, I marked everything up, I need the guys to go back and fix what I marked up. But that's our efficient way of communicating with the trades as we do our inspections. So probably in next week's update, you'll see a lot of pink on your house, mostly dots, mostly good, but there may be a couple of X's as well. And just give you that so you have an idea of what's going on as these videos come out. You'll also see once we put the house wrap on the house, there will be pink paint on that as well, because we check every single step of the production. So guys, that's what I'm going to give you this week. If you have any questions, any concerns, any issues, please do let me know. Otherwise, I hope you have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.